Room 112, where the players dwell. The stash. Okay. This is Brothers Talking Shit podcast, episode 112. Y'all supposed to be on point, man. What's going on? You're supposed to start singing with me.
No.
No.
For 112 episodes, the first time I got there and started singing, you grinded me up. You know what I'm saying?
Thank God. I'm glad we broke that, yo. I'm glad bro stopped singing. This is Brothers Talking Shit podcast, episode 112. At the 112 episodes, if you don't know who I am by now, I'm kind of insulted. But for those who don't know, I'm the Flush Man. Still a man calling you broadish. Still your Huckleberry. I'm still a fat boy. I'm fucked up. Fuck it. Let's go.
And I'm Rel, a.k.a. Iceberg Shorty, a.k.a. the king of controversial comments. I said what I said. Don't at me unless you're trying to cut the check. And I'm tired than a motherfucker, bro. You see shit in my eyes? I'm tired.
You always look like that.
Oh, shit. What that mean? I'm always tired.
Hey, what's going on, man? It's your homie Boy Ju, a.k.a. the Charm Guy, a.k.a. Juice, a.k.a. the Big Beard Bully, Big Beard Bandit, all that, you know what I'm saying? Hey, I'm just ready to pod, man. Chilling, feeling groovy.
What's good? It's your boy Jay, Big Belly Rude Boy, 2 times. You know, coming for you today. North Philly Karan, Sharif, or some other name that he came up with this week, and I'm ready.
There's a guy, Cool Mike, a.k.a. Dr. Mike, a.k.a. the People's Podiatrist, and I'm also known as your favorite foot doctor, right?
Right.
And that you know that we here because we some earth shakers.
Yep.
We don't ask no more, so we some 40-acre takers.
Indeed.
I'm taking that.
And we collectively are some generational curse breakers.
Yeah.
So we coming to you from the prophetic podcast because we be knowing.
We
just some brothers talking.
With your cool ass.
Yeah.
Before we start, I want to show my cousin some love. We undeniably gifted. He got the shirts out, man. Definitely DJ, you know, he personally, you know, be training the young fellas, getting them ready on some sports type time. He threw me the shirt, definitely had the rep for him, show him some love. Don't forget about the in crowd, what Juice got going on right now. Just go ahead, drop that thing, let them know where to get that from.
If you're not following me at BoyDrew, BOIDRU Music on Instagram, you're losing because if you go there, you can click view shop. I got the shirts for sale, and I got a fall merch release coming real soon too in about 2 weeks. So.
Ooh, I'm ready. I'm ready.
And we still got them brothers talking merch out there. For those who don't know, if you're not familiar, get your hoodies, get your t-shirts. You know, we need to get a couple things popping on that. So, you know, not only listen, but, you know, we family now. So go ahead, rock with us, man. So we're going to do a couple things out there. Get with it. All right, man. Here we go, man. Last night. The presidential debate, man. These guys is out of control, man. What's y'all take on this, man? How did y'all take in that 2 hours of foolishness?
Bro, it's Love and Hip Hop Politico, bro. It's Love and Hip Hop Politico, man. Like it was exactly what I thought it was gonna be, right? 2 old ass motherfucking dudes going back and forth about some shit we ain't care about. I should have put a line bet in how long it would take for a motherfucker to say
Roe v. Wade.
Roe
v. Wade.
You know how I feel about Roe v. Wade, bro. I was early. It was about no less than 10 minutes in. I should have goddamn bet that shit or the goddamn Vegas prop bet how long it would take for a motherfucker to say Roe v. Wade. I was like, it had nothing to do with anything. He was like, oh yeah, the sun came up today with Roe v. Wade. I was like, what the fuck? It made no sense whatsoever, yo. And it made no sense. I didn't get it. I didn't get it at all, man.
What about your son?
Right.
Bro.
Yeah.
Say, man, listen, bro.
Yo,
listen,
ruthless.
Hey, that's fucked up. Anything about this man's kids, it just wasn't cool, bro. So when you start doing shit like that, that's when a lot of respect get lost for you on that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? This man just lost. Well, he lost his son, and then whatever the situation is with his youngest son, it is what it is. I just thought that shit was kind of like it wasn't no. That shit was.
Yo, was like, listen. This is what I say. And here's the reality that President Trump is a reality TV show star. He didn't just be a star. When you say you're fired, it's a reason we remember this before, right? So it just so happens that he's the president, but it's the same bag. Everybody knows 50 Cent's play. If somebody in the number one slot, 50 gonna snipe at
you break it out real bad, cool.
One slot till he's in that position. Nori said it best. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nori said it best when he said Trump was going to turn the presidential election into a smack DVD. So Trump's play is say what he wants to. Breaking up. All right.
Yeah.
So, go ahead.
Right. So what Cool was saying is that Noriega from, you know what I'm saying, what the hell is Noriega? Drink Champs. Said Donald Trump was going to turn the presidential race into an episode or a smack DVD. And he said this when he was running against Hillary, right? And nobody thought he could win, right? Because he's witty enough. He has enough sayings, enough things that people are going to gravitate to in order to push himself to where his ultimate goal was to become the president of the United States. And he fucking won. The drain the swamps, the wrong, the crooked Hillarys, all that stuff, the Make America Great hats
China
was a great campaign, right? The way you say the Chinese virus, the way you say China, all those things are inflections in his voice that turn into things that people can turn into something. Even if you say make hip hop great again, it still stems from the hat, right? So I don't care how you twist it, it's still coming from him. And Cool was saying, like, you're fired became a real thing for a very long time. Right? So you had regular apprentices, you had celebrity apprentices, and people were just attaching to it, right? So it's hard to think that you're going to beat the guy who beat the establishment with the establishment again, right? That's what you dumb motherfuckers don't get. He beat the establishment going against the establishment. So now the establishment trying to come back, it's never going to come back because now you just get into the same shit that everybody been doing. You needed somebody to come in there. And I said this 2 years ago when this podcast started. Who the fuck is the Democratic goddamn nominee? Why don't I know him? Ain't nobody saying a junior senator from fucking Chicago. They were still deciding 6 months ago who it was going to be. When Barack Obama was about to become president, we fucking knew it, right? He came out of nowhere like a bat out of hell. You couldn't do that. Was it going to be Cory Booker? Was it going to be Kamala? Was it going to be Elizabeth Warren? Was it going to be Bernie? Was it going to be Joe? Joe came in like a bat out of maybe, I don't know, I'm going to run. And then he started running, and then he just bodied everybody. Well, shit on us that they didn't have their whole fucking shit intact for forever, and we just getting it together January, February. Oh, yeah, by the way, there's a pandemic, so you couldn't get out there on the trails like you used to, and you don't understand Twitter like he does, so you're not tweeting and doing the same shit he does. If it's him, if it's somebody else, I don't care. But he already had the leverage on what the reality of the world is, right? We're not seeing them out there, so now when they get out there and get on the verses, it's a fucking joke. Why is Joe Biden like, oh, that's my song? Get the fuck out of here, Joe. Why you going to the Breakfast Club? We seen that play already. I keep hot sauce in my bag. If you're not voting for me, you ain't black. Like, he had the audacity to say that this year. Like, and let me shut up, because, I take a lot of shit that everybody saying. It's supposed to be cool time. But y'all know what look, man.
That was excellent. Am I still messed up?
No, you better. Yeah, you better.
No, that was an excellent breakdown. I couldn't said it better myself, just with the inflection on his voice and all of that, the tonality. When you talk about Smack DVD, it literally is what can set a rapper off on a certain path. Punchlines, tone, breath control. Y'all know, you know what I mean? Y'all know what I'm talking about. I was looking at it a little bit different angle. I was like, dang, Trump looks like a more imposing figure. Biden looks better in his suit. Trump is like orange, but Biden looks like pulled back with his face real tight. I can't even, you know what I mean? It's a lot going on that's more than just, policy. And this is really how things are chosen. And so as crazy as it sounds, I prefer my racist overt. Let me be frank. Now, whatever that means, I prefer to know who you are and where you stand. And not speaking to nobody individual, but I'd rather it be out there for you saying however you feel rather than holding back or secretly doing some things or whatever. So it's hard, man. But that debate was nothing short of entertaining. I think, unfortunately, we talk about the presidency though, and I think Trump will continue to maybe do. You're gonna see that ain't no moderator around that can hold that man in that space. Did you see how he routinely will ask for forgiveness for interrupting, but he will always get his point out? I ain't never seen. He's masterful at it. You like, this nigga is being disrespectfully. Like, it was crazy.
Like that stuck out to me too. Like the boy who was running it, they got to get somebody else in place or another system.
But see,
it don't matter.
Damn, you just trumped me just now. Like I was just, I was biting. You just biting the shit out of me just now, bro.
The moderator, dog, actually good. I thought the moderator was good, and I'll tell you why I thought the moderator was good. The moderator was good because he asked them both questions, bro. If you watch the entire thing, he asked them questions that they both tripped up on. Like, dog, that's a bold-faced fucking lie. Or you don't really know what the fuck you talking about.
I'm not saying that part, Juice. Not that part, Juice.
I don't think you can control those guys.
But the part of if you Mr. Former VP in the excuse me real quick, but I want to tell you that I paid my $750. I didn't pay that. I paid millions. But then you can go ahead and ask him. But he wanted to get his point across. He didn't let Biden get that much.
He's going to get his point across.
No, but this is the twist. Biden felt like he had to talk, I don't think if it would have been organized and been the 2-minute thing, I'm pretty sure Biden wouldn't have interrupted. I felt like Biden felt like he had to.
You're playing against the wrong rules. There's nothing that any of y'all could say to me on here if I wanted to say la 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 for the next 2 hours. None of y'all can stop me. Who gives a fuck about the moderator? The moderator is a human being, right? He's not a mute. You can't stop somebody from fucking talking when they want to talk. It's just what we're used to. See, that's the problem. We're used to people being presidential and giving the other person that respect. You're not going to get that from 45. So the moderator doesn't matter who it is. You're going to argue with me. You're going to argue with Joe.
You're grabbing him by the pussy out here.
Yeah, it don't matter,
in the back of his mind.
In the back of his mind. What they want to say when they want to say.
Hey, bro, that's what we really.
In the back of his mind.
Can we just admit that's what we really fuck with, though? You really fuck with a motherfucker who was more just president like that, and I think it's entertaining.
That's why he's president.
Exactly.
That's it. That's why I'm about to say that. That was what I'm about to say. That exact same thing. That's why he's president. The use of, because
go ahead, Jack.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. What's the use of having somebody who's there to have order if there's going to be no order? What is the use of what's the use? Hold on. Yeah, what's the use of even having this presidential debate when what was really
the same reason why the Constitution was never updated? It's just what it's been. That's right. The use of it, right? It's just what it's always been.
It's the president.
Nobody has ever been in a situation right there. So that's why when it was over, everybody, I've never seen nothing like this in my life. It's a shit show. They said that on CNN. Like the lady, old girl, I forgot her goddamn name. She's like, it's a shit show. This is network television. I can say what I want. But like, it's just not what you're used to. That's the problem, right? That is the real issue.
At the end of the day, Trump in his mind is saying, I'm still a powerful person in this goddamn world. You're going to listen to what I got to say. That's point blank. He's just saying that. He didn't say it, but when you cut another person off and don't care what he got to say, Mr. President, well, it's not your turn to talk right now, and you still fucking keep going. You don't care what nobody else say.
And it seemed to me like man was even catering to Trump. Oh yeah, hold on, Mr. President, I'm about to ask you a question that you really want to answer. Like the whole thing just felt like,
bro, that's it's a Trump. I'm telling you, it's a spell. I don't mean to cut you off, but and like you give people credit when they're benevolent people. When they're good people, you give them credit for the same crowd control, audience control that Trump has. The problem is it's attached to an asshole, right? And so, respectfully, right, for the state or whatever, but like, and so it comes across again real caustic, like Dame Dashes, right?
Right.
Just because Dame Dash say shit a certain way, don't mean it's less truthful. It just hurts a little differently.
It sting different,
right?
Yeah, for sure, yeah.
And so like again, the ability to say what it is a positive, no matter who's running office. Let me tell you what else is a positive on the low. Nigga complain about him tweeting. I want my president to tweet. I don't mind it no more. I don't mind no more if it's not interrupting in policy at all. I like the fact that what the fuck we gonna watch him on TV? People ain't watching TV no more, bro.
Listen to the radio
next generation, they're gonna have to get down, like Terrell said.
Right.
They're gonna have to get down.
I agree with that.
They're gonna have to get down.
Yeah.
I mean, he's came in tweeting, so you ain't gonna expect something different from him. Bro, came in talking shit.
I'm saying any president moving forward.
Yeah, and you don't understand that meeting people where they are, right? Like the world is not going backwards, right? Every 8-year-old plus got a fucking cell phone, right? And you might get some 6-year-olds with one, right? And my 1-year-old little cousin can fucking navigate through a phone, right? Like this is all the reality of the world. And as the world gets more technologically advanced and the people are growing up in this space, you can't be in that same space no more because you think it's okay. Like you trying to tell people about the world and you're trying to come and step into a space where you need the vote because you're really just trying to get to your base, right? I see no difference between what President Trump did and what fucking Barack Obama did when he called Jay-Z and said, hey man, I need you on this one. What's the fucking difference? You're going to pander to your base. That's it.
Right.
Whatever your base is, you're going to pander to it. Right? But when Barack said, hey, man, I need you just to go around too. We got to do it one more time, 4 more years. Like, that shit happened. The only difference is we care now because we're black and it's different. But, I mean, you're not hipping me to nothing I didn't already know. You know what I'm saying?
But why is it so hard for us to see the racism in both equally? Like that's the shit that really be pissing me off.
That's the shit that grinds me.
It's like, bro, it's like on one end we see Trump because he's a blatant racist. I understand that shit. So when the motherfucker even say something remotely positive about this nigga, y'all tripping. Everybody's tripping. But you can't see the obvious pandering that somebody like Kamala and fucking Joe Biden is doing to you because, dog, to me, you're insulting my intelligence by getting a fucking... I'm a rapper, y'all, but don't take what I say as a fucking the political god, or me as a political god. I'm saying how I feel. I'm not saying that I'm not worth it either, but I don't want you to put an entertainer in front of me. I want the expert in front of me, somebody that can, tell me that they know what the fuck they're doing. That's who I want to hear from.
All right. Now we've talked about the debate, and I think what's clear to all of us is no matter who it is, it's old men. It's something. There's things that need to change. I'm glad Jordan here. How do we change this? How do we get younger, fresher, more better? Like it seemed like you got men halfway foot in the grave. Jordan, turn your drink down, Jordan.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, but you had a lot going on just now.
No, that's feedback, yo.
Oh, okay.
Feedback. That was you. Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. All right, but how do we fix this? How do we get somebody younger in here? How do we change and get? We got these. All I seen was 2 old ass men in here arguing, and it was like the dumbest thing in the world. So how do we fix that?
So go ahead, Jay.
We have to start grooming. Whoever the candidates are at the age of 25 to 30.
Lower,
because at 30, even
lower.
younger. Okay,
you're
younger.
Missing the point,
So,
right? They don't teach politics. People are accidental politicians. You kind of fall in the service. You understand that? How many people you grew up with like, politics? None. I answer for you. Not one.
Right.
Not one. Not one person
True.
any of us grew up with.
True.
And if we collectively 100+ years old and have different walks of life and different age demographics by however many years that is, none of us have been around anybody who grew up and said, yo, I want to be a politician. Right? It's just not a thing.
True.
Right? So I think 20
but
is
if we cater,
and I agree with you, bro.
You think 20 is too old?
I think 20 is too old.
So yeah.
Oh, word?
Did somebody say I want to be
we start doing
NBA at 20? Answer that question. You understand what I'm saying? If I was 20 years old, like, y'all think I'm going to go to the league. Motherfuckers would laugh me out the goddamn gym. They would laugh me out the room. They would laugh me out the barbershop. It just wouldn't happen that way.
Right, but a kid don't even know enough about politics to even.
That is a systemic problem for your parents. That's a systemic problem that you're around. Because what we do is when our child is born, we put a basketball in their hand. We put a baseball glove in their hand. We put a bat in their hand. Right? We put a football in their hand.
But we'll tell them. We'll tell them you can be what you want to be, though.
You play football at 5 years old. You can play football at 6 years old. So you start teaching them fundamentals about football. Right? There's no difference in politics, bro. A child is going to learn what you teach them. Good, bad, or indifferent.
True.
So if we get that going, because at the age of 35, you can run for president. 35.
Yeah.
I'm not even at that age right now. So imagine if I was.
But I don't know. I'm sorry, Jay.
I don't know.
Like, I just think the whole system, like, fuck it, bro. Like, are we really arguing about a system that has nothing to fucking do with us? Like, this thing is a connection thing. This is it's a white male ran thing. It's obviously racist. I've come to terms with that. You know what I'm saying? So how can I change it? I got to understand the game. I got to understand what I'm playing here. I got to understand what's the rules. How do I operate inside of the rules? One of those things you're going to need is fucking money. Black people specifically, I think, have to obtain money and understand family and legacy, bro. If we're going to win at this thing. A lot of these politicians come from that. You know what I'm saying? Most millionaires are fucking married. Like, just understanding some of those simple things, as you even say, real. It's so much to break with us specifically, and then other groups of people, we'd have to speak to them and see how they personally feel about the country, for us to change what we're seeing currently. But the one thing I will say this, a positive note, is it's allowing us to take a look at what's really happening and examine and say, you know what, how do we want our future to look? Because with Trump saying, fuck it, he ain't condemning white supremacy, you know what it is. Right. Just saying, so.
Right. So if we talking about changing, like, not to sound like a pessimist, but nobody is going to freely kind of give up their position or power and things like that. And as a matter of fact, there's a concerted effort to maintain and keep that power. That's a much deeper conversation topics we've broached before. But to the point of the room, I think more or less you start with yourself, right? Start with the understanding that I saw it was a post or something that I shared, and the gist of it was being woke doesn't have to do with knowing you're oppressed or feeling you're oppressed and being oppressed and mimicking and falling into that oppression and being angry and all of that kind of stuff. Being woke will be closer to knowing who your oppressor might be, but in spite of that, knowing that the God in you and that you have choices and can thrive and strive in spite of, almost, right? So one thing for myself, and I'm gonna keep it personal, knowing, like you say, oh, you want to be a doctor and all of that, man. You got to be good enough. You got to be financially stable. You got to think legacy. You got to think continuous. You got to think better than. You got to think elevation all the time. You got to think you're enough, right? Because if you don't, you'll never be enough. And I'm talking about at whatever level. Put a number to that money with that understanding. If you got the right spirit and heart, if you're righteous with it, You're going to teach your kids. Your circle around you going to kind of get it by the same token. Again, this podcast is evidence of that collectively. So start with yourself, change that. Ain't no way you about to change nobody's system that got control, period. So do for self, build that way, just stop killing us in the street, and we can move like that.
Real quick, before we go any further, y'all know what time it is. I need finals predictions real quick.
Lakers in 4.
Lakers.
Lakers in 4.
Lakers are gonna. I think
4-1.
Lakers
in 3.5. Like
I said Lakers in 5 because they've been in 5 the whole playoffs.
Nah, LeBron not doing that shit tonight. LeBron not doing that shit tonight. He gonna turn this motherfucker on as soon as they get started. He gonna prove to everybody who he is, dog. This shit personal, man.
I think it's gonna be I think LeBron's in the finals a different monster.
He gonna look up there. Yo, he gonna look up and pat every bucket he scored. He's gonna look up and pat Riley.
You think that's a real thing? With that energy
it's
between
absolutely real. Because Pat is a control freak, right? LeBron wanted, but yeah,
it was stuff that was said. Whereas though,
is what real?
Go ahead,
it was
Pat
certain
Riley
things
and LeBron beef.
It was certain things that was said that LeBron was used to doing in Cleveland that Pat Riley really wasn't with, like, you know, his entourage and people around and certain stuff that Pat Riley was really like, no, we don't do that here. So, am I right? Y'all recall that? JB, you recall that?
Man, yeah, and Pat was, and I understand LeBron eventually, you know, kind of conformed to the rules of how they ran their organization, which that's Pat Riley organization. Like, he ultimately got say-so over it. Right. But to not allow LeBron to build the team that he wanted and you want to build it in your image, nah, he ain't doing that. He the king. If I'm LeBron, every bucket I get, I'm pointing up to the motherfucking the president's box and winking at his ass.
No, he got more class than that.
He ain't won shit. I love Pat, man, but he ain't won nothing without a star, bro. The stars is what make the league.
He's not gonna point at him. I think it's gonna be a look. I don't think Brian downplayed it already. Oh no, it ain't nothing different than this.
What he's supposed to say, yo.
Of course. But he's not gonna do nothing.
Yeah, right, bro.
Of course he is.
Right, bro.
Even if
Trump out.
But listen, even if in his heart he feels that way, he's not gonna show us that because that's just how LeBron carry it.
Nah, yo, and the heat of that motherfucking battle, he gonna spaz the fuck out.
I think when he finally get it, it might show a little bit.
They got to do it for Kobe, man.
My prediction is when he win, he gonna call names. That's my prediction. He gonna say names early.
I saw something in LeBron that I had never seen in 17 years. 2 games ago.
2 games or the last game?
2 games ago. Yeah.
You sure it wasn't game 5? Game 5 was 38-38. Jay, he took over.
I'm not talking about his point. I'm talking about his poise. I'm talking about his demeanor. I'm talking about motherfucking 4. He looked like Kobe Bryant. When that motherfucker said, "Is the job done?" Ain't nothing to say. They channeling Bean.
You talking about in the cat? You talking about in the
everything about him is Bean-ish, right?
But you're not talking about on the floor. You're talking about
everything about him is Bean-esque, right,
bro. But listen, and I dig that. But game 5 on the floor was a different. Listen, every time they were switching, they was setting that pick, and he had Michael Porter Jr. and was going at him. That first quarter when
game 4 when they call it goddamn pressure time, 5 minutes under you winning by more than 5. He said, "We going for the win." Right, I'm D'ing up the boy who got that going. That happened game 4. That was game 4.
But in game 5,
I'm not worried about his points, triple double. That he's fucking LeBron James.
It ain't even that. It's not about the points. I'm talking about that too because he was attacking.
Yeah,
he had like 5 in that second quarter. It had to be in the first quarter or the second quarter. He drove like 5 times to the basket. Every time looking for an one, attacking the basket. If that LeBron come out tonight, it's gonna be lights out.
Yeah, but you had to get to the game before the closeout game, and that's when I saw it. Is my point.
Oh yeah, true. I ain't mad. Oh, when he told Rondo, no, I got him. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Who's really going to guard him tonight? Like, Django Butler, it can't guard him.
You worried about
nobody else in the guy.
You worried about that, but
they call him Django Butler. Let's talk
That's
he
crazy.
he called that motherfucking
That's crazy.
Django Butler. I was
Yo.
like, who on the Miami Heat is Django?
Yo, we never gonna get.
That
We
was
never gonna
sadly
get.
funny.
Yo, y'all think we gonna get? Y'all talking about ad revenue? Yo, we never gonna get shit, bro. Niggas just be saying anything,
We
bro.
gotta fund our own podcast in
Yo.
perpetuity.
Yo, you'll call that man. You'll call that man a slave, bro.
Yo, tell me he don't look like Django.
Oh
Y'all
no,
can't
yo,
even
yo, me and
front
my
on
brother,
that, yo.
me and my brother got a lookalike game we always play. I say, yo, I never seen Jamie Foxx and Jimmy Butler in the same room at the same time.
I'll believe it. It's close though. It's definitely close though.
Never like the other one is I never seen Rick Carlisle and Jim Carrey in the same room at the same time. Bro.
Yeah.
That's the same one.
Yo, but why
They
you
look
talking about
the
that?
same.
Who gonna stick? We're starting off because you got the White at the 5, so you put Bam on the White. Who's gonna stick AD? Because Jay,
The White not starting, is he?
yes,
The
he
White
is.
starting?
The
Jay
white
Crowder.
Yeah,
That was
oh,
the,
yeah.
If
that
you
was
play
the
Jay,
best thing LeBron
yeah,
did.
and
That
know
was
what?
the best thing LeBron did.
And they saved the White though. You see how they didn't use him all season, and they saved him for now to start him and give him.
No, they didn't need him. They didn't need him. But Frank didn't want to play him. Frank didn't want to play him.
Right, but his body been on the breakdown too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Frank
saying?
didn't
So
want to play him.
and
Shout
Rondo
out,
on the
shout out,
on the
shout
humbug.
out to Dwight Howard, man. You know that dude,
Man.
like, you know how we talk.
Agreed.
This was, you know, listen, man. You
Oh,
talk
he was grinding
about
him up like last year.
because
Y'all would.
he deserved it. Like he deserved it on some level. In general terms, but when you talk about a man, right, and the evolution of man and growth and all of these things, it is apparent, right, that there was some growth to him, not even so much his game, but him mentally, at how he's
Straight
been
outta high school.
performing, right? And so what happens oftentimes is we're expected to be these people at fucking 23, 24, and 25.
Right.
You know, Pac ain't never get the chance to change and become the person. Big ain't never get a chance to change and become the person. You know, you really just start getting the hang of this shit about 38, 40.
35, 37.
You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking
Just
about?
figuring
Like,
it fucking
yeah.
out at 39.
Everybody
Yeah,
different.
you know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
You know
I
what I'm
finally
saying?
got this shit together.
And
You
know
see what
what?
I'm saying? So,
Know what?
Yeah.
shout out to
Hey,
him
bro.
real quick for just being present and accepting coaching and being mentally growth. Socially, he's
Yeah.
making an impact. Shout out to him. That's inspirational. Dwight Howard.
You
Big up
saying
to
you
bro.
saying you saying Dwight though? You gotta shout out JaVale though. Like when
Shout
has
out
JaVale
JaVale
been this
McGee.
poised?
Shout out
When has
JaVale McGee.
JaVale been this poised? Because JaVale put in
And
some
Golden
work this
State.
season.
Shout out to them.
First of all, Jay.
Hold on. First of
First
all,
of all, Jay.
let me get
First
JB. Well, let me get him. First of all,
Yeah.
JaVale been like that for a couple years. Golden State, he really calmed down and he got them 2 rings.
Yeah,
Secondly,
he got 2-time NBA champion.
with the Dwight Howard thing, a lot of people wouldn't be able to accept that. Carmelo had a hard time accepting off the bench. A lot of the guys who've been guys had a hard time with that, especially with a guy like JaVale starting in front of you, which Dwight might feel like he's better than him. So we got to give him that respect. Also, and they always speak on the fact that awards should be given out at the end of the playoffs before the season ends. Because at the end of the day, I might say comeback player of the year might be Dwight Howard. Looking at it now compared to the season.
Not for the year. Maybe the playoffs. Or some
One
shit.
more thing.
Come back to the bubble.
One more thing. Playoff Rondo is real. It's very real. And he's a hold up the guy when we get in that time when it's when to go home.
I guess, man. I hate that motherfucker, but you might be right.
He's a different guy he's a different guy.
Why you hate Rondo?
He one of them guys I think you love as a teammate. I hate his haircut. Him and Bam. I don't know.
No.
I don't like
Rondo
not
probably his head.
Rondo, bro. William Rondo is who cut their
Listen,
hair.
that's why Jay got a baldy down there. They not cut my hair out, this motherfucker.
Hey, cool. I think you know what it is. It's not even. I think because Rondo eyebrows always look like they arch, and that shit kind of fucking.
Hey, yo, hold on. I'm gonna tell you some real shit. Rondo killed Ricky, nigga. Rondo killed Ricky.
Yeah.
You ever seen Rondo and
Yo.
Ricky killing the
He
kid?
do look like homies, bro.
Hey, yo.
Right.
y'all-
That was Rondo.
Yo, y'all ever know about the brother who shot the gun in that joint? He went crazy after that.
Yeah, he became part of a gang.
Yeah, he did like 20 years. He was an actor and he played a gang member. Then he just like started getting in the gang and
Who
I
the
think
bull
he's doing
killed
like
Ricky?
yeah,
he
he's
dead
going
now.
crazy.
Oh wow.
He was in the Bing for like 20, like he did murder charge or something.
That nigga in the league. I don't know what you're talking about, brother.
It was stupid.
Real quick, let's talk about this. Well, we didn't get to talk, and it seemed like it's been so long. The Brianna. We were talking about basically the civil situation.
Slow down, big fella. Slow down. Get it out, big fella.
Listen, we was talking about the civil situation. First of all, listen, bro, you got to start being on time before you come in here and just.
Oh, yo, this is the first time I wasn't on time.
Let me guess, homework. Right?
Nah,
oldest trick in the book.
My laptop wasn't working.
The second oldest trick in the book. Be on my laptop with a working trick. Classic. Open the shut case. Open the shut case.
That's the dog. 2020 dog ate my homework.
No, like you didn't know we had a podcast to do. Stop it. All right, listen up. No charges for police and Breonna Taylor
this nigga
case.
We talked about that.
No, we didn't talk about that. We talked about the civil. This didn't come out yet. It's been that long.
Yeah, we ain't gonna be able to use none of this. The audio is fucked.
No, you tripping, bro. That's
you.
You
tripping.
I'll get it. Yeah, we good.
So we not gonna be able to use none of this. Nigga, we can't use you.
Like
right
he the engineer.
Right, like I know you're wrong, brother.
I'm over here goddamn going puppet. Like,
all right.
And maybe that's
you can't be late.
Yo, I was hoping that we just get out that part where Neef try to grind me up for being late and shit.
No, hell no. We ain't avoiding that.
Yeah.
But all right, but the Breonna Taylor, hold on. Should we go into also Daniel Cameron and
oh yeah,
it's a whole lot to update, bro. Yeah, that's the update. Like that shit happen in real time.
Right. So what should we do? Should we just address this right now and come to that in a second, or what?
Just get
just
to
the
it.
Fact that,
All right. So what also has happened is the Breonna Taylor grand jury suggests case was misrepresented to the public.
Right.
No charges were recommended to the panel. So what I gather, correct me if I'm wrong, when the grand jury were given options, murder wasn't one of them. Is that
right? That's the way I took it. So basically, Daniel Cameron, the black man that's supposed to be
Attorney General.
The questionably black man. We're not sure about that yet.
Hold on, pause, wait, before we get this. So he's married to Rand Paul's niece. So we know where that funding and his backing has come from. Now, cool, back to you. I'm sorry, brother. I had to put that in there because I just found that out.
Yeah, so he came out basically, when he made his statement about the Breonna Taylor case and, the charges of wanton endangerment. Niggas had to look up wanton, get the fuck out of here, right? Okay, so wanton endangerment, which really meant one of the dudes shot through the wall of somebody else's house. And he basically said that's what they could charge. The grand jury found that's what they charged him with. And because the other people, there was some justification, were justified in their shots, no murder charges given. So in a rather unprecedented move, my understanding is a grand juror or jurors, which is a secret process, across the country that's different than like jury's duty and going down to court. Said, hey, we're suing to make this secret proceeding public because we more or less believing we have been now scapegoated into this wanton endangerment charge because we were never allowed to decide on a murder charge in the first place. And so basically Daniel Cameron's initial statement made it seem like he put it on the grand jury. The grand jury secretly, and now not so secretly, is saying, hell no, we never even got that. So something crazy is going on, man. And it's really, really sad that, all the rest. So that's like the latest. And this is, to me, it would be a scandal worthy in the end. And this is stuff that we kind of knew, but it's just sad that it's part of the truth. So when we talk about like, stop killing us in the street, that lady was at home. Bed and all that, and I don't give a damn if you feel like she was or guilty. You ain't supposed to be judge, jury, and executioner. Not to make commentary, but again, just to bring light to the situation. So it's a whole mess.
Yeah, and then you got people out here like she should stop dating drug dealers. Like,
nah, yeah.
She was known to get the packages at her house. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, they are doing the most.
She wasn't even dating the nigga. But they never cleared that shit up. Is the nigga who sold drugs was the ex-boyfriend.
Right.
The new boyfriend.
Was he still? He was in
The
jail at the
new
time they came
boyfriend
looking for him.
They
just
had
was
already
worked
got
at
him.
the post office. The
Yeah.
new boyfriend worked at the post office. He was a legal. He's legally authorized to carry a handgun.
Right.
He wasn't selling drugs. Like the other nigga who was selling drugs wasn't even there. She been stopped fucking with dude.
Can we talk about
They
what the
said he
real
was in
problem
jail.
is,
He was
though?
in jail at
Can
the
we,
time. When
can we say what?
how you, no, hold on real quick. How you got a warrant for somebody who's in like you're serving a warrant looking for somebody that's already locked up?
Yeah.
Some of the
They
police
do-
said
they
they had a
do-
problem. Some of the SWAT members
They
had a
do that all the
problem.
time.
Some of the
They
SWAT
do that all the time, though.
Some of the SWAT members said came out after the fact and said they had a problem with the warrant to begin with, apparently.
But wasn't a video of them off acting like they wanted to had an attack dog attack the boy and all that? So who had body cams on? Because there's a body cam video out
I
there.
don't think they
It just
had
came
nobody.
out. No,
It's a body cam
It's an
video.
aftermath body cam video that's out there right now.
The biggest question is why won't they do a ballistics report, right? Why?
Oh no, that's happening. Oh no,
that's
Oh, it's
Yeah,
happening
yeah,
now.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
that's the new shit.
Okay, let me pause that. Why didn't they do a ballistics report before? Because you're supposed to, anytime that a round is fired out your weapon, you have to do a ballistics report. And they have all these organizations to do this, you know. So why didn't they do it? And now, since it became a international headline, now it's you know, FBI wants to be involved because it's on American soil. But they should have been did that. Like it should, like
Because they thought this shit was gonna go away. They thought this shit was gonna go away.
Shout out Trey the Truth, because he has not left. I mean, he's been going back and forth. Him and my son has been there through everything.
Should there be consequence? Like how unethical or whatever is that for this supposedly black man, Daniel Cameron, to not even present the murder to and make, but you don't present.
But they're not operating on ethics. They not operating on ethics. They operating on
They not.
Yeah,
Listen, bro. The real issue here is this: why is there still a war on drugs? Why the fuck are we still monitoring whether a package is coming to a house or not? I mean, it's like, isn't there something better for these fucking police officers to fucking be doing? Not to mention, also, they shot a neighbor's fucking, you know what I'm saying, I think the month before this shit even happened. You know what I'm saying? Or sometime before this even happened and got sued. Like, why are we watching niggas? Why are we watching black people and what they do all the time that this is even a fucking thing, bro?
Yeah,
that's my question.
Bro, we have a system that allows the police to police themselves. Like, that is the real problem, right? The crooked motherfucker is not going to bury the people that he go to eat lunch with, right? Like, a motherfucker couldn't get me to tell on y'all. You know what I'm saying? That's the same way. And like, so I respect the code, but still, like, you can't divide me and my brothers. You know what I'm saying? We live under a different principle, right?
That's why you can't. That's why you can't change the system.
Yeah, that's exactly why you can't change the system, right? So I'm not shocked.
I saw
motherfucker take care of his.
I saw somebody they were very like profoundly clear and concise in their explanation of why they could, you know, they're going to be voting Republican, or why they're going to be pushing for the nomination to be appointed prior to election day. And the guy says, he's like, you know, when I always vote Republican, I'm conservative. This is what I support. And you know, the liberals complain about, well, you know, you guys only want this because you want to turn the Senate or turn the Supreme Court completely conservative. He's like, yes, that's what we do. Like that's the agenda I support. You can't complain about me for operating within the parameters of the rules that are given. You know what I'm saying? Like, do the same thing. Is it cutthroat? Is it morally inept? Probably, but those rules have nothing to do with any of that. Like,
so
those things in play.
What you're saying basically to me is, don't look for fair. You got to play dirty.
Nah. Hey, Nee, what do they say in football, right? If you wanted to call holding on every play, you could.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? In the trenches, you could call holding on every play if you wanted to. Mm-hmm. They ain't gonna call it, but they still gonna do it. So if we went in the trenches and anything goes, and I gotta take up whatever opportunity I gotta get to allow my team to go further down the field so we can score, I'm gonna do it until you call it, and then you call it, okay, push us back 15 yards, 10 yards. We gonna go back to it and do it again. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's why I said earlier, I was like, what I've learned recently through and the last couple of years, like, man, this voting shit, it isn't about your feelings. Like, this is big business. Like, they operating on a different realm than we are. We've always been a lot of when I say we black folk, we always been tied politically to how we feel. And that means a lot to us just because of oppression and things that quote unquote has gone wrong throughout our time in this country. But we can't think like that, bro. Like, like someone else said when, on our text, like, you got to protect your own and do what's best for you and your family. And if it doesn't necessarily align with the masses, you ain't fucking taking care of the masses. You know what I'm saying? You taking care of people that rely on you to support them. And that's kind
I
of
think
what
it's
we got
because
to
we
do
have
with
to
this.
be educated though too, Jordan. Like I think we don't understand what does the liberal world look like for me as a black person. It's like, okay, right now black people are getting killed, man. This is genocide level shit. You know what I'm saying? From that to abortion to everything that we're facing right now, it is very scary, okay? But what does the liberal look like for me too? It's like the liberal world just uses my plight and uses my voice to sell a grander scheme that really it still doesn't benefit me. You know what I'm saying? It still doesn't benefit me at all. So I think we have to understand exactly, again, going back to what I said, what's the game we're playing here? So we'll understand it. So if you hear somebody say, yo, I'm black or I'm pro-black, I could be pro-black and still kind of be like, hey, I'd rather take that devil than this devil. You need to know why that person is saying that shit. Right. Instead of just thinking that, hey, I'm just some wild and crazy fucking, you know what I'm saying, Uncle Tom ass nigga. Because if you look at Joe Biden, that shit gets real scary too, as far as like, from like going back to the debate, it seemed like he forgot what he was saying at certain times, or what he was trying to say.
It felt like Trump shook him up. Like, I mean, it's like that full court press. You get what I'm saying? Like the way he was. I
don't think he's well. I don't think he's well. Like I didn't see a guy that looked well. Even after me hearing Trump say terrible racist things, it's like, but I'm still alarmed that this could be the guy over here because he seems very shaky. But anyways, you know what I'm saying? Again, to your point, Jordan, we have to vote definitely what makes sense. I just don't think we understand what that is.
Yo, I can tell you this. Giving a fuck is draining, yo. Like,
sir.
It is emotional. This shit is like, yo, like real shit. Like that shit was just like I've been drained. Just like paying attention. Like not giving a fuck is so easy, and just like staying in your own lane. And I mean, I don't think I'm going back to that. But it's just like, yo, this shit has really just been like, like this shit it'd be a lot sometimes with all this shit going on.
That's important, Neef, and especially like that's why when you talk about like age and then understanding, like we know we collectively have applauded, growing into even understanding about the world and politics and looking at certain shows and all that. You know how we joke in the thing. By the same token, what I learned the lesson you learning right now in during Obama's administration, right?
Right.
So Obama wins, and symbolically he means a lot to me, at that time, a lot to everybody, right? So you in it, you emotional. Every night I'm mad that they not respecting him and all of this kind of stuff. I'm yelling at the TV. By the seventh year, I realized, like, wait a minute, they can't really hear me, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, so then it became, I need to self-select out. So what I realized, anything in excess is bad. So if you drink too much, bad. If you know what I mean? Whatever too much, bad. If you consume that or put yourself in that space too much, that can be literally bad for your health. And so now I'll read stories, I'll, word of mouth before I jump into consuming the news as much as I used to. But that's a fact.
All right, real quick though. A monitor that monitors, right? The generation curse breaker. That's a monitor, right? Am I wrong? Am I saying it right?
Moniker.
I'm sorry, moniker. The moniker generational curse breaker. We say that, and we say it's true. And it really is. Perfect example. I'm about to go to my situation, but perfect example. Clippers lost when the Clippers lost to the Denver Nuggets. Iceberg Shorty said, "Yo, the way Doc Rivers talking, he not gonna be there next year." What did you say, bro? I don't want to misquote you. What did you say, bro?
Yeah, like he had a real fucking attitude, right? So I knew what the vibe was, right? You know what I'm saying? Let it settle, cooler heads prevail. Then you decided that's the person you're not gonna move on with. Yeah, like fuck out of here,
Right.
Doc
So
Rivers.
what happens a lot of times is we say these things and they come true. So was it last week? Cool. 2 weeks ago? Cool.
Yeah.
And what's crazy was cool got a way of pumping you up. And he's the elder statesman of all this. So let's say no matter how you look at everybody has a rule. Like Jordan's always late. That's his rule. So shots fired. But anyway,
Stinging, man.
so,
Bang bang.
right.
Smack.
I mean, but cool has a way of saying things, and I think he could get through. He could comment when it's heated. He got a way of just controlling the temperature of things. But cool to get you worked up too. So when the Joe Buttons podcast, the Joe Buttons Network was announced, Cool said, "Yo, Neef, you the one said this. You got to put it out there. Put the clip out." So what happened was a couple weeks ago, we were talking about this whole situation with Joe and what's going to happen with the Spotify situation.
Fuck
and
Spotify.
Yeah, true.
All right.
Even though if you want to check us out, we are available there too, also. But we ain't making no money with them niggas, so fuck them niggas. But I said I knew, and just paying attention, to shit. You know what I mean? Like I'm listening. You know what I'm saying? I've been listening I listen every week. You know what I'm saying? That's honestly my favorite podcast, besides the Brothers Talking Shit podcast, which is my favorite. Those guys I listen to, and I'm even before Joe Snap, I'm just paying attention, and I'm like, I'm seeing what's going on, and then it's crazy when you see everything else around you, like everybody else, not necessarily us, but just the whole world be like, oh, they tripping or they burnt, and I'm like, I've been listening, and I'm not feeling that way at all. When Joe and them said, "Yo, we not coming back to Spotify," that's not happening. My mind was never like, "Oh, they fucked something up or there's something gonna be wrong." I'm like, "Oh." My whole twist, honestly, when all these signings was happening and people were signing up podcasts, and we're a black podcast. Honestly, what Joe Rogan do, I don't really think too much about because that's not my lane to a certain extent. So I was curious. I was seeing what Nori and them was doing. I peeped what the $1 Million Worth of Game was doing, but I was really, really, really interested in seeing what was next for Joe because I've been hearing Joe and listening to Joe for about 2 years, I want to say. So when all this stuff started happening, I'm like, yo, everybody like he burning bridges and he fucking shit up and I'm like, I'm not getting them vibes at all. That's not what my head at all. And then a couple days ago, we come to find out that Joe Buttons has a Joe Buttons network. And he's starting off with having a podcast with 3 young ladies. What's the name of the podcast, bro? I can't think of it off the top of my head.
See, the thing is
podcast.
With DJ Olivia Dope, Mandy B from the Horrible Decisions podcast, and singer extraordinaire Mrs. Bridget Kelly.
So I say all that to say, when we say when Cool came up with it and we say it and run with it, prophetic podcast, it's real. We really are the prophetic podcast. We really do say that shit, and the shit really do come true for the most part. We fuck up sometimes. We be getting some shit right too. So
the big shit we get right.
Right. So
flat out. Neef too, he underplaying it. Flat out, Neef 2 weeks ago on the Brothers Talking podcast said Joe Button is gonna be some big shit. I've been watching it, I've been anticipating it, right? And they say like it made me feel with the sense that, well, shit, if he talking like this, ownership and all of that, Joe Button gonna have his own network, right? And that was the gist of the conversation. So fast forward 2 weeks, and this motherfucker releases a whole Joe Button, and he ain't call it nothing else. He ain't call it, some other kind of. He called it Joe Button Network, and the prophetic podcast, Brothers Talking, said it two weeks ago. Hey, Joe Button, come holler at it.
No doubt. And I'm hollering at y'all too. So, you know what I mean? That's the perfect marriage. The Joe Button podcast and the Brothers Talking Shit podcast. No, Joe Button Network and the Brothers Talking Shit podcast. We about to make that happen.
Let's call it
Like
into existence for sure.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, I'm interested in seeing how it all plays out. But you know, damn, your own network, man, it's a beautiful thing to see, man. I'm kind of proud, and I ain't got nothing to do with it. So how do y'all take that in as podcasters? Like, we all podcast, that's what we do. That to me is something we should be looking at. How do y'all take in seeing not somebody signing with somebody, but somebody starting their own, not podcast, just a network as a black man? And this podcast is fairly new.
It's powerful, and not just for the for the pageantry of it. Like, I think more than anything, Joe has established himself on this platform as a podcaster. Excuse me, outside of his peers, like, he's pretty much just established himself as a one of one. There aren't any, in my opinion, there aren't any other like hip hop affiliated podcasts that are necessarily, I would say, on this level in regards to his audience and that he reaches. He doesn't need like the, I don't want to say, for lack of a better word, like the gimmicks of like a Drink Champs podcast. Like, he kind of, Joe and his crew was able to hold their own in regards to just, putting content out. And this move, man, it's pretty cool, man. It's pretty cool to observe, especially, like I said, the audience and the influence that he has is so broad. And he's been able to maintain while also, in and out of deals. Like, a lot of times when there's change on that level, you can, especially when you're in the content provider business, sometimes the platform change can be a turn off to people. You can lose viewership, or you can lose, like, if someone doesn't subscribe to Spotify, you may lose that opportunity to listen to Joe on demand or what have you. But I mean, it's cool to see, man. Like, I'm happy for the brother. I think that the move that he's making is going to be the best for him in the long run. So, hopefully that opens some doors for smaller podcasts like ourselves to get in, especially if someone like him maybe see the value in brothers talking shit, or brothers talking, rather.
Bro, I'm interested in how you feel about you
on this.
Go ahead, Jay. Go ahead, Jay.
No, I was just saying on this one subject and what he was saying, I actually agree with JB this time. So, relish on you. I usually don't agree with him, but this time I do.
It's good to know.
What? That's a good.
I think it's a big deal, personally. A huge deal, right? Where was the world when Apple was Apple? Where was the world when Microsoft was what it was? You could think, and I think my belief is we should be thinking in those terms. Okay, so what's stopping Joe Button Network from being Joe Button Network, right? In a grand sense, nothing, right? And I think that's where we are. So when you start sowing the seed of ownership, there's no lose to that. The lose is money and the trouble of trying to build it and all the stuff that individually we might have gone through in our lives. I mean, come on, you feel me, right? So ain't nothing to it but to do it on this side of the game. So I when as years tick, just like that Dame Dash interview, right, with the same rough time as Charlemagne's announcement with iHeart, I think it's a big deal. Anytime we can get out there, it's a big deal. But as the time passes, what it's going to be. One is going to be a partnership or venture, and the other one is going to be what it be on your own. So I think it's a huge deal, and I like it. I love it. I love it.
Man, from the aspect of owning your own, bro, is to what you really said, cool. Over time, this is gonna be very lucrative. You look at independent artists, for everybody that stream don't run out. Thank you. You know what I'm saying? I'm over 20-some thousand streams on Apple Music. You know what I'm saying? So just imagine where that's next year, the year after, and imagine what that's like over time, especially when the scare of Social Security being gone. so we can own our own, intellectual property and sell it or set up networks to where it's lucrative for us. I think this is just, this is amazing.
So I'm probably the biggest Joe Budden fan here, and I have listened to every episode of that podcast since its inception, right? So 1 to 380, 381, wherever they are right now. And to have the mental fortitude, to have the gall, the gumption, the proverbial balls to not just take a bullshit deal and start saying you can do it your way, it means a lot, right? He gets a lot of flack because the way that people look at hip hop and say, oh, well, you only had one hit, you must not have been successful, right? But he's always stood on principles, even to the point where you stepped away from your deal with your group, which, had 4 heavy hitters in there lyrically,
right.
based on principle alone. And ultimately staying with the Spotify deal because Crooked Eye said that you don't know how to finish contracts, right? That means a lot. And it says a lot about him, right? And where you are and how you kind of step and move forward and do things in a space that you're in. So I applaud him for stepping out there and just saying no, or having the mental fortitude to say no when it was necessary to say no. That's important, right? Like, no, you can't just go and sell me on anything. I hope and pray that Drake say no, right? Like, that is my goal and my mission. I fucking can't wait for him to go the independent route. They're going to have to throw the whole bag at him and hope that he has a mental lapse.
They're going to pay.
And hope that he has a mental lapse in one.
They're not going to let him do it, bro.
When you say let him do it,
they're not going to let him do it. They're going to throw that $500 million at him.
It's not enough.
You know what I'm saying? They're going to throw that.
Somebody like Joe, right? It's not enough because on your own, you can make $5 billion, right?
Billion,
you know what I'm saying? No, I think $1 billion is too low because they give you $500 million. You're really worth 10, 15 billion. That's how those are the numbers they.
No, I'm saying.
Hey, listen, bro.
He could have profited. He probably could have profited $1 billion off of views alone. Like, just when he had 3 billion streams of fucking Controller or some shit.
He's the second most streamed artist on Spotify.
You gotta look at where
he's gonna make a lot of money.
You talking about Drake, right?
Yeah, bro.
But back to Joe, like, you gotta look at where Joe came from. Like, I was listening to something with Joe. He was talking to academics. Though he said I was a pillhead, a Dutch head, alcoholic, all the stuff he's been through. You get what I'm saying? Like, we always talk about cool. Always say, you never know, when when you get woke. You get what I'm saying? Or everybody's time is different when they wake up. You get what I'm saying? Like, you got to think about that. Like, the difference with a Drake who's since a young age, early 20s, he's kind of had this. Like, Joe has been broke probably a lot of times, and being famous and broke, but just now, he's setting it up whereas though, like he said, like he was saying, like, I'm setting it up for the podcast coming after me, for everybody coming after me. You get what I'm saying? I'm doing this right here. So, like he said, I went to Spotify and collected data. Everybody, when he was talking to academics, he's talking about, he's all about numbers. He wants to know how many times his name was looked up on Google or on YouTube. He wants to know that. And obviously, a lot of these big companies, that's what they're doing. He's doing what they're doing. He's thinking like them. You get what I'm saying? So it's something to be said about that. He's, like I said, I had my eye on it because he's setting up, it's bigger than Joe Budden's. You get what I'm saying? But if he never took that step, we would never know. Or it would have took longer to get to this, to whatever it's going to be 5 years from now. He had to do this now for 5 years from now. Kanye West gave us 808s for the rest of the guys to come after that. This is Joe setting up the podcast game for us and being able to not have to go to Spotify and deal with their bullshit and have to form a union and be able to do it ourselves. If anything else, this should be motivation to, you know what? We don't necessarily need to be
side of somebody else. It might be the Brothers Talking Shit network. You get what I'm saying? Instead of it even being us signed to somebody or being up under somebody, it might be our own shit. So you know what I'm saying? So I just take that, you know, with all that being said also.
Yeah, I wear the rhinestone do-rag so you don't have to. Shout out to Royce the
Royce.
5'9", nickel.
Nickel bag.
Yeah.
Tory Lanez. I don't even talk about Tory. I would just shock Tory Lanez dropped the album. I ain't gonna hold you. I want to.
Oh, let's talk about Daystar. Let's get to it.
Yo, listen, man. Like,
Yo, I gotta ask y'all, like, while we here, and this is me being a complete novice. Like, is Tory Lanez really a thing? Like, am I missing out
what is music?
on his music? Yeah, am I missing out?
Listen, honestly, I'm
not even being no hater or nothing.
I heard somebody play the song, and I was like, hey.
Listen, like, real talk. For me, honestly, it's. I didn't even listen to Tory. The only thing I really remember Tory is the joint he did. Like, what's the name of that group? It was what is the first song he came out with? He redid. I recall that. I can't think of the name of the female group that the song that he did.
If you want to say it, do it.
That joint, right?
That's all right.
I remember.
I got you.
Listening to Joe Budden on the podcast, he
That's
kept
really
talking
good.
about.
So is it that we just
damn, dog, this that Trump shit, dog.
is
like,
it that it's
God, damn,
generational? Like a week?
No, listen, bro.
Oh,
Can I say what I gotta say?
Oh.
Damn. So I ain't even fuck with him until the Chick Take 5 came out, and Joe and them was like, the Chick Take 5 coming. I listened to the Chick Take 5. I was like, yo, this shit fire, dog. I didn't listen to nothing else but that. Then after that, it was like little songs here and there where he be rapping. I'm like, yo, the boy is really all right.
What is called? Chick Tape?
The Chick Take 5.
Chicks
Take 5.
That's what the name annoys me. The name annoys me.
But it's a bunch of.
Can I speak as a fan? Because you speaking as a novice, right?
Okay, yeah. Go ahead, bro.
Chicks Tape 1, 2, 3, and 4 were great, right? Chicks Tape 5 was the first one that had some money put behind it and got critically acclaimed because he went and grabbed all the artists from the original songs and put them on, you know what I'm saying, the Chicks Tape 5. Tory Lanez is a talented rapper. He's a talented singer. And, you know, he used to do the Sway, 5 Fingers of Death with Sway in the Morning. So dude got some real talent behind him. He just happens to not be the greatest artist from Toronto, Canada. You got Little Bro the whole time because there's a bigger artist there than you. Had Drake not been Drake, Tory Lanez would have been the man up in Toronto, right?
Tory Lanez would have been the Drake.
Right. And I mean,
really?
Absolutely.
He does all the stuff that Drake does.
That's the reality. Like, that is the truth.
Wait a second.
The Chick Takes 5 put him.
Wait a minute.
Farther in the game. And so, like, this last week, right? I was on the airplane, and I'm sitting there, and I'm, you know, went in the sky, and I got the, you know, the.
Where else would you be sitting in the airplane at, Jay? On the highway?
Yo, you see, I tried to be on his side earlier, you know what I'm saying?
Right, that does you no good, bro.
Yeah, I see it. So
Beef. He said, yo, I'm sitting in the airplane in the air.
Like, where else would you be? Underwater.
Thanks, Captain Obvious.
See, as I was floating through the sky, right? I'm jamming to the Chicks Tape 5, right? Yeah. And I was like, yo, I can't even say, like, I hit skip on it because I just went through I listened to it. And it's hard for me not to listen to it because it's such a good little album right there.
Amazing project.
I gotta listen to it.
No, don't listen to it. You too tall for it.
But then what's crazy is
that's actually pretty funny.
The Toronto 3 shit. What's crazy was I didn't even know about the Toronto 3 shit. So when everybody was saying, like, Friday that he came out with a drink talking about Megan, when I went to his joint on Tidal, all they had was the Toronto 3. I'm like, oh, this is it. So I listened to it. I'm like, oh, this joint, all right. Then after sitting back and everybody telling me, like, no, that wasn't it. It's the, what's it called, bro?
Daystar. That's his name, by the way.
That's his real name?
That's his real name. His name is Daystar.
What is it?
Daystar.
Daystar.
Okay.
Yeah, spelled the way, you know what I'm saying? Daystar Peterson. Yeah, is his name.
Oh, he must be Caribbean.
Like the whole joint.
His father's name is Sunstar.
Jesus.
They got a lot going on.
Yeah.
So did you listen to the?
How long was his father locked
You
up?
listen to Daystar, right, Ro?
I got about 6 songs in, and shout out to my young one who told me I need to listen. Yeah. So
He coming for niggas next.
So
Like,
is
it really good?
What's the new Toronto 3?
That shit hard. It got some shit on there.
It's an old
he rapping on there a lot.
Joint. Yeah.
He rapping on there a lot.
So I gotta go back and listen to. Oh, this nigga got like 100. This nigga like Prince. How
He
many
got a
fucking
lot.
albums this nigga got?
He got a lot, yo.
I'm gonna be late to this shit.
I'm not gonna listen. I ain't gonna lie.
No, I mean, boy, really got something, man.
I'm adding it cool just in case so it come up on the shuffle right now.
I'm gonna listen to Chicks Tape 5 because y'all said that when it happened and I didn't listen.
Mm-hmm.
I actually appreciate I love sample. I love the idea of sampling in hip hop. I love the way voices are using samples. I love old shit. They're sampling new shit. So even though it can get annoying to hear a old hit redone, he does a good job at that. So I can't deny that. And from the features I heard, he always seemed to come up, in some way. What the fuck happened with this Megan shit though? What's going on? Did he say something? Is he lying? Is she lying?
He's saying like.
Yeah, let's get to that because that's what it really boils down to.
Well, first he coming for heads too.
Everybody.
He coming for Bum B. Anybody say anything about him? Anybody who said that he did it?
He addressing on the album.
He coming at him, on his new joint. He coming at everybody.
The intro is with a bunch of people. I mean, Charlamagne, Maul, everybody who's had something to say about the incident. The first song, like I said, he's addressing, the issue with Meg and said, how did I shoot you and it ain't hit no bones or tendons. So I mean, it's a couple things.
But then, what's crazy?
Wait a minute. Hold on. Somebody said that on the podcast. Go ahead.
Listen, what he's saying is the crazy thing about the crazy thing about the Who. The crazy thing about the album is him dissing a lot of rap niggas, but him like being in love with Megan too. Like this shit is like to listen to it is like he's in love with Megan to the point where he's like, I'm still trying to figure out how we can make this work.
So what the fuck kind of crazy?
And he said he had a crush on Kylie.
Listen, like it's interesting. Listen, I ain't gonna hold you, and I wasn't mad at them. I didn't feel like my time was wasted.
Go ahead, VH1 it up and just fucking break records and put that shit on TV some damn way. This shit.
He's so talented that the album makes sense, right? And that's the way you choosing to address the situation. Right. As an artist is probably the best way you can.
And the business mindset of it, whoever idea it was to not say shit and put out music and let the world listen to that shit because he hasn't said absolutely anything.
Yeah.
So
wait,
he didn't do it.
Y'all saying he may or may not have shot a black woman, and him marketing the album based off it is a power move. Y'all niggas ain't shit. I'm just telling y'all right now.
Yeah, first of all, I didn't say any of that, bro. All I'm saying, I didn't say that he did anything.
God damn, he summarized that shit, try to set us up.
Right, like,
and Joy try to lie to something. What y'all saying is, y'all think slavery was right.
hey, Jay, you right about him, Jay. You was always right about him.
I told him.
Listen, bro just said that. Listen, hey, bro, we would have to get him the fuck up, though. Because he told us another, I wasn't. So he not right. Y'all ain't shit. Now, one thing I'm not doing, like, I really listen to it. I can't help liking his music. I'm keeping it real. I do like his music. I enjoy it. My wife gives me a hard time about the fact that I like his music.
Can't do it, bro. He shot her, bro. I can't do it. I think he shot her, dog. Like all this other shit is weird. I can't do it.
I totally respect that and I get it, right? But I want you to take it a step further and say that all this shit is weird, right? You can't just say it's weird on his part. It's weird as shit on her part too. If he shot her, why wouldn't you put him in jail?
And let's stop acting like
you love him too. You love him too. Is what it boils down to. And if she whether she say it today or say it tomorrow and say it in private, if one of you motherfuckers shoot me, I'm snitching. Right? You're
not snitching. Right, you have every right to. That's not even snitching.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Right? And on the other side of it, if one of y'all motherfuckers shoot me and I don't tell, it's because I love you.
Wait, so they was in a relationship?
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
Fucking right.
I'm for her to. I did him like he was like some you was my bitch. I was like, oh my god, she really was messing with Tori.
Yeah.
I was just stuck
This
there.
my-
I was
Yeah.
stuck.
Like you said though, what makes sense though, and I'm not saying
He
like
showed up.
listen, there has to be feelings there for her for him, for her to get shot by him, and for her. I'm
Man,
not.
what
Listen,
the fuck
hold
are
on,
we
hold on.
saying right now?
Oh, but listen, no. Keep it in
He
the being.
showed
Listen,
him to her house in quarantine, no invite. It just popped up to her crib when she was on IG Live, and he just popped up.
Can't pop up to nobody crib.
in
You
no
gotta
way.
sleep, bro.
Listen, in no way are we victim blaming. What I'm saying is this:
No way.
for you to get shot by somebody
Mhm.
and be in their presence, and the police show up, and for you to not tell on them, is not just I don't want another black man dead. This is a black man that you have feelings for, and there's more to it than
Love, bro. Don't
just.
even.
It's not as black
sugarcoat
as
that
white.
shit,
It's
bro.
not as black and white as
Has she said this though?
She ain't said nothing.
She ain't said nothing.
Juice. If somebody shoots you, you're shot. The cops show up, and you don't let it be.
If my wife shoots me right now, I'm telling on her. Nigga, if my wife shoots me right now,
Charm God.
I'm telling on you.
Charm God.
And I'm sorry,
Swear to
guys.
God.
I know I can't say what I really want to say. So I want you to love the charm God because the charm God loves you. But I'm telling on the
Tongue
lady.
on fire.
Juice, it sound good in theory, but you gonna think like, goddamn, if I send this motherfucker to
No,
jail,
I'm telling
I
you,
goddamn,
I'm telling you.
I gotta take in these 5 kids alone.
Yo, I was about to say that.
Right.
Juice got to do for the back of that.
Hey,
Hold on, these kids.
Hey, Juice, it's five of y'all. Juice, it's five of
Juice
y'all.
said alone.
They a 7-piece with the parents involved.
the charm,
So
the charm
listen,
God
ain't
shall
no
win
studio.
again.
Ain't no studio with 5 kids. You got to take.
Oh
on
yes, it is. Hey, bro, listen.
by yourself.
Don't,
Hey, one of the kids gonna be on the app. One of the kids gonna be on the
I'll
app.
give me a
Big
prison
Yang.
wife. One of them chicks.
Big
One of
Yang
them chicks that's about to get out.
Hey, Nick, Juice gonna be
Juice
screaming at
said,
one of
"I'm
the kids.
telling."
Hey, one of y'all get on the 808s.
I'm gonna give me a prison wife. Hey, one of them chicks that's like trying to get out soon. I'm just
You can
the
they can
charm
use your
God
address.
here with kids.
They can use your address.
Juice said, "I'm telling."
Hey, can you imagine Juice right? Can you imagine Juice in the headphones talking about, hey, yo, turn up my snare.
Bro, listen.
Listen.
Hey, listen. We're talking about a gun here, guys. So if you shoot me with a gun, I'm just gonna be like, I love you so much. I'm not gonna tell on you. Are you serious? I'm snitching on you.
Earl Thomas.
Hey, if I'm hanging out with y'all, it's an accident. We out and about. Hey,
Earl told on his wife. Earl told on his wife.
That's what I'm saying. You can't just sweep the fact that she put the blicky to your head under the rug.
Oh, I'm telling. I am telling on you.
So there has to be some feelings there for her not to tell. Can we just say that?
Probably so. Let's say
Definitely.
what if she just what if she gangster at heart? What if she
hold on. Let me ask this question.
No, hold on real quick, Jay. Gangster at heart is if you get shot and the cops showed up, bro. Like we have to explain this. You know what I'm saying? Like the cops is here now. You know what I'm saying? Like
he got arrested. Let's not.
He didn't get arrested for shooting her.
He did not, but he got arrested for the gun that he shot her with.
Right.
Like, yes.
How does all of this happen? None of that shit makes sense.
Right.
None of it makes sense. Correct.
Down to Meg not knowing her worth. I'm sorry.
Come here, baby. Hey, cool. I'm with you.
Charm God.
Hey, I like to thank you for that, Cool, because that was a great segue into my next point. First off, Megan, I want to first off apologize on behalf of the podcast for victim shaming.
No, we're not victim.
No. Hey, Juice, no.
I just wanted to say that I love. Hey, I'm a better man.
Juice, clarify.
Tell you what's up. You know what I'm saying?
Yo,
I'm gonna take care of you. I want to massage your feet. I don't want to shoot your feet. I want to massage your feet. I want to
clarify. It was the Tory Lanez
I want to make some
thing.
beats for you, baby. You know what I'm saying? We sit down, make music
So-
together.
Let that man get his follow through. Let that man get his follow
You
through.
know he gonna make them goddamn beats for it because we prophetic. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
Hey,
Put that shit out in the world, Juice.
So
Yeah,
I'm gonna
H
make the
Town.
beats for you.
Hey,
I'm
can
gonna ask
I?
this.
I'm
I'ma ask this real quick.
What's up?
So who? No one else has been shot at by a female in on this podcast.
No.
I haven't.
Hey yo, hey Jay, yo,
What?
mute his microphone. Mute his microphone. You about this nigga crazy. No, nigga.
I've been.
I never had my tire slashed on my window
I've
bust.
been stabbed.
Never.
I've been
Fuck.
stabbed.
Hold on,
Never
Neef.
had-
Hold on, Neef. Hold on. I got her Neef. What you
I've
say?
been stabbed. I've been stabbed by a pin in my head. I've had that. That's the
I'm
closest I've
sorry
come.
for
up.
laughing. I'm
Yo,
sorry.
say what now? What you say?
I'm sorry for laughing.
No, matter of fact, no, it wasn't a pin. My bad. It was some scissors.
Flush.
It was some scissors.
Scissors. That's
Did
worse.
you tell? Did you tell?
Yo
Did
said-
you call
yo-
the police?
Honestly, she moved her head because I might not be here right now.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to
Okay.
take her head clean off.
Mm.
Just-
Hey, Juice, and to clarify what Juice was saying, it wasn't the entire podcast. It was specifically the Chicks Take fans.
Yo, what's going
Flush
on
man.
right now?
I said,
Yo, we never
Hey,
said, listen, we're not victim.
Jordan
We're not-
Boy did come through and point out that he said, hey, that's wrong, buddy.
Hey, bro, you hear him?
Yeah, I heard him.
Yo, what's good with these boys today?
This is the crazy part. Listen, when he come on late, don't let him
Big
home,
Relly
bro.
Blue Boy.
Leave him outside. And I ain't cooking no salmon, no nothing. Like, your salmon shit is
Man.
over, B. You not getting no salmon, no shrimp, no
Y'all-
chicken.
Nah,
I'm sneaking in the
y'all
town
niggas tripping.
now.
Yo, all three of y'all niggas was like, wait. But did you hear the Chicks Take 5 album?
As you continue on.
Chicks Tape came out before the internet, yo. That's how I listen to TP2.com, right? That happened
Hey,
way
cool.
before.
Hey, cool. Oh, no, I'm not agreeing with him on that.
You might not be agreeing, but you be like, hit a hug from the back.
Cool, we far enough in the podcast
sorry.
where ain't nobody,
I'm sorry.
we ain't got to worry about
Yeah.
nobody really.
Yeah. This,
Listen, we got the listen already. We get the
we gotta
number.
call this. We gotta
Yeah,
call
this
this
shit-
time something. This is where
Hey,
everybody
listen.
fall off.
Hey, when
Yeah.
it's this far in, we still get the view. So
Yeah, we
I'm
about to
shit
call
to
it.
the
We about to
bit,
call this garbage style, right?
Right.
all right, I got
Fucking R. Kelly really was saying, fucking, what's in your book bag?
Oh, yo, listen. I got
God damn.
what's in your book bag? Pencils in the front.
See, you got it, fucking lady.
See, you got a
Trigger
juice
alert.
box.
Trigger alert.
Trigger
alert.
Like super
Red
trigger
Bull
alert.
album.
Trigger alert.
What you bring for lunch?
Juice box in the bag.
Hey, trigger alert.
Yo,
The album should have been called TI 83.
Oh, come on, man.
That might be too old, bro.
Wow.
hold on. This is the crazy part. He grinds us up, then goes on a 2-minute spill that's just digging us deeper into.
The nonsense is all food, bro. I love it. It's awesome. It's great.
All right, real quick. I got a couple things real quick, man, because my boy's on and we just came back and we up some. Let's go. Matter of fact, I'm so superstitious, I might want to keep potting into the game. Midwest COVID cases going up. How y'all feel about that?
They're going to go up. It's the fucking fall. It's getting colder. The summer didn't kill it. It's going to be double what happened in the spring.
It's going to go up until November 3rd. Once November 3rd, the number's going to go down.
You think so?
Yes.
No, I think the pandemic is real. I think it's very real. And I don't think the number's going to go down until there's a vaccine or something that looks like it works.
I would say I don't even know if you. I'm not getting it. I'll tell you that. You ain't sticking me.
You know how we feel about
Listen,
vaccines.
Man. Black seed oil and apple cider vinegar, boy. I've been around. One of my guys who I work with the closest had COVID. I didn't. So I'm black seed oil and y'all was clowning me too.
You
but
might as well goddamn use some crystals and shit too, huh? Fuck out of here.
That black seed oil. That black seed oil
both.
cleans up everything. Yeah, I use both. And fish oil.
And
No.
No,
and sea moss too, right? That's what y'all doing?
And
sea moss.
No. Y'all
Bro,
told me I had
T-Mob's good.
Y'all told me I had what y'all told me I had a summer girls Arlie was a waist trainer. Ain't that what y'all was saying to me?
Facts. That's all you need.
Oh, y'all
right
was
now.
victim shaming me, like
Yeah.
y'all was
Tummy T. The Tummy T.
y'all was fat boy
You
shaming me.
definitely tummy tea.
Listen, okay. Next
Nah, hey,
topic.
bro, you gotta fuck with that. You gotta fuck with that black seed oil though.
You know what?
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, that's a project, man. We're gonna get it. We're gonna get busy.
All right, well,
That's
y'all
my
say
shit.
it. Well,
Oh, not the pills though. Y'all do
He ain't
the
gonna,
actual. You do
he
the
ain't
actual.
gonna do it. Cool, he not gonna do it. Cool, he not gonna do
Bro, I
it.
You
got
do
some
the oil,
crystals in
Jordan,
my
or you don't
pocket.
do the pills, do you? They said the oil more official.
Well, the seed oil, no, I do the drops. I do the drops.
Right, the actual
What
liquid.
does it do?
The black seed oil, I got drops from
Google it,
Whole
Jay.
Foods.
It's 2020, Jay. You ain't got nobody time to be breaking that down to your little young ass. It's like, why you looking? It's like, no, Jay, I'm sorry. The other guy hurt his feelings. Like, Jay showed the most of it. Like, I felt bad when I said this shit. Jay looked at me. Really, neat?
Your feelings is
My bad, Jay.
emotional. Your feelings is emotional.
Right. Just because he's strong, just because I'm built this way. Don't mean I ain't got feelings. My bad. Mark Cuban goes to war with Delonte West. Delonte West is in the rehab center.
We should have gave that more time, man. And I mean, I want to address that, right?
Go ahead.
I had some great conversation about that. I like Mark Cuban, and I always have. This isn't the first time he's tried to help Delonte West. He reached out to Delonte West's mother after that thing went viral. And he said, "What do you want me to do?" She said, "Go find my son." And he went and found her son. And they stayed in a hotel with him until she could come down. Delonte West is from around here, right? You know what I'm saying?
Maryland,
he in Maryland. He a Maryland product, and he was panhandling down in Texas. And shout out to the rich billionaire who used to play with the Mavericks, Delonte West, for going out and basically finding him and getting him and trying to get him the help that he needs, man. Mental health is a
Y'all want to know the crazy part is he's not broke. It's not a matter of his finances are depleted. Yeah, I don't think when the story came out, they were saying that it's not that he exhausted all of his money. His mental health is fucked up.
Right. I work with people with mental health problems, man. And I had someone who came to me and said she'd been trying to give a veteran $350,000, and he just won't see her. Right, like that's what's holding the money back. Right, so money ain't everything for everybody, man. And mental health is a very real and serious thing. He was diagnosed with bipolar, and I want to say 2014, I believe. Yeah, it's been a while. He's been diagnosed with
which
that.
means he probably had it. He probably had it his entire life.
His entire life, right? Yeah. Right. Diagnosed don't mean you just, you know what I'm saying. That means somebody just clinically figured it out, man. And you know, prayers to him and his family, man. And I hope everything works out, you know what I'm saying, for the best, honestly.
Shout out to I'm sorry, Joe.
Oh no, I was saying awkward transition, like just to try to lighten the mood. I played against Delonte West a pickup ball one day at Bowie State, and I just want to say, for all the people who be like, bust my ass so bad, cool. I wanted to not play basketball ever again. Like it was one, and I was like still in my prime, like 21. Like I'm like, man, he whooped my ass so bad. I was like, you know what? I don't even think I think I should stick to like spades or something.
Shout out to Cuban for pulling up on the boy.
Yeah. None of that. Wait. I'm gonna throw you 50,000 and shit. Like he went and got the ball.
Yeah,
that's bigger. Sat and waited with him till his mom showed up. Like that's
why does JB have a picture of Maryland? Why does JB have a picture of looking like a Tyler Perry play or something? Oh shit! Why?
Yeah, that's my LinkedIn. That's my LinkedIn picture. That's actually pretty funny. That's pretty funny.
I thought I was watching Tyler Perry for a second. I'm about to start singing.
That's funny.
Well, I had something else. My bad, Joe. Uncle Shay Shay.
I hope that brother gets healthy, man. I hope that brother gets healthy.
Uncle Shay Shay for president 2024.
He can win.
Can Uncle Shay Shay get his own show though? Like fuck Skip, bro.
Can Uncle Shay Shay get his own?
Yeah. Like why he got like I don't even want to hear Skip talk no more. Like
Skip's fighting for relevance because goddamn Uncle Shay Shay is the man. We literally watch him, right? That's
he the man.
Yeah, like he carrying the mail. He carrying the
Skip not a
mail in that
necessary
joint.
evil.
No.
Yeah.
No.
And yo, real talk. Also on a different time, real quick.
I think Shay gonna feel obligated to Skip on some level for bringing him over.
Skip
He put him
Butler.
on. He put him on.
Yeah,
He put him on.
yeah.
Skip picked him. Shout out to the boy that they replaced Jason Whitlock with. Like that show was way. I really stopped watching.
I ain't watched it.
I ain't seen nothing.
I ain't watched it.
Jason Whitlock yet.
Oh yeah. I don't
Oh, he off of
he on bar school, I think.
Right, but the boy that they
He
put
off
to
of
replace
Fox.
him
It's good.
is him and I felt sorry for Wiley. What's his name?
Marcellus Wiley.
I felt sorry for him going to fuck with Whitlock after leaving ESPN. But I like
Wiley
the
got
guy.
sorry. I don't like Wiley since he been fucking with Fox.
You seen him with the boy or no?
I ain't seen him with the boy yet.
It's a better look.
Oh,
Okay.
is he
It's
with
a better
Ocho?
look.
Ocho?
Oh yeah, Acho. Yeah.
Acho. Is that what you talking about?
Acho decent. He decent.
Oh, I like Acho.
Yeah, he good. Yeah, I like
Acho was a linebacker.
Yeah, he played.
Yeah. Emmanuel Acho.
Acho.
Yeah, I like him. I like him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Whitlock just gotta come out of the closet, bro. Like, come on.
Oh my God, a rub. Oh my bad.
Okay.
You said out the closet. Oh my God, a rub.
Yeah.
It's automatic. With no laughs. That's pretty funny. Y'all got anything else? Hold up. Speaking of prophetic, I keep telling y'all, Trump won't commit to peaceful transfer of power. He keeps saying that shit.
Yeah. He said, "Yo, is he gonna boss up?
It.
This going?
That nigga's not. He not leaving. He like, yo,
he
gonna go out kicking and screaming.
Blood in the streets. It's gonna be blood in the streets.
There ain't gonna be no blood in the street, bro. Who gonna be in the street?
Not black. Not black blood.
Right. So who the fuck? Who gonna get shot? Nobody gonna get shot. That shit ain't happening. This shit ain't never happening. It ain't happening. It sound good. What we afraid of? What happened? What happened?
No, that's not no.
What happened if Trump win again?
I'm talking about the white folks.
You know what I'm saying? No. I'm talking about the fact that if he don't win, he's
not gonna be able to take over power, bro.
What are you talking about? Like
what are you gonna do?
That I'm not. They asked him
call the military and start killing people.
Guess what happens? Guess what happens January 21st of 2021 if you're not the president of the United States no more? It goes away. They don't give a fuck. They will kill you.
They will kill you.
They will kill you.
They have killed presidents before.
They do got they got I think they got like an executive order. If you refuse to lead the office, they do have the right.
Don't walk out the house that ain't yours no more. See that?
They do have the right to shoot you.
Punishable by death.
Yeah, that's like a military thing. They do have the right to like literally blow your head off because you trespassing.
Well, you're not commander-in-chief no more.
And right, they don't even care. Like that commander-in-chief shit real. Like they like straight. Oh, it's ordered. Oh, we got to do this now.
Yeah.
The way,
yeah.
The stuff I'm hearing, whenever he do come out of office, they got some things lined up for him. They trying to lock him the fuck up. With the shit they send back.
Bro, I know we.
Politics as usual.
Reagan put crack in the street.
Man, don't get me started. I went down a wormhole.
Like for real.
Yo, listen, we about to be another.
Man, I was about to say, I went down a wormhole festival.
You a bad motherfucker when you on time. God damn, you come late.
This is the first time I was late in like 6 months, dude.
Don't. We're not gonna go that far.
Right.
We're not gonna say, come on, you a little outrageous. 6 months.
You could have said 3,
weeks, baby. 6 weeks, baby.
I said 6.
And let's talk about the no call, no shows.
Since COVID or something.
Listen, his ass already.
Y'all let me know when y'all done. Y'all let me know when y'all done.
You talking the person that shoulder with no shirt on, and he gonna talk about 6 months.
Hold on. No, the nigga that showed up on the beach, look at the sunrise like this, like
watching the moon rise.
Watching the moon rise. Yo, I think he said,
"Oh shit!" Hey, yeah, he said, "Oh shit."
Sun. I'm like, yo,
I did call.
Check this view. We're in the middle of a podcast.
I did call from the beach. I forgot all about that.
That was in your 6 months.
Talk about how Mike looked like cool and shit. They made the podcast. Shay, don't he do? All right, Joe, we done, man. Look, bro got his ass. I've been 25%. I haven't been over 100. I've been 75%.
Is the Daddy Green? His tooth knocked out?
Oh,
What's his name? Gave him a dumbass elbow.
who? Jimmy?
Yeah.
Oh, Jimmy.
Who? Django?
Django Butler.
Django Butler, baby.
Yo,
That's
who's
the name of this
real quick?
Oh my gosh, he do look like Django.
Yo, he do. Who got the most annoying haircut in the NBA? Is my top 5 is Jimmy Butler, Robert Covington,
Danny Green in there.
Up there. Yeah, Robert Covington is up there.
It's fucking KD. That nigga's hair don't. I don't understand how you make that much money. And that's
yo. Come on, yo. That's hereditary, yo.
Hold on, April. I've been saying that since fucking episode like 5.
We got an episode named after KD Peasy head.
But no.
It's like episode 5.
He not even trying to look cool though. He not even. Yo, Jimmy gets that shit cut like them fucking waffle fries he got right now. He get that shit cut like that.
How they come in the
I
cup?
hate that.
How they come in the cup?
Yo.
No, man. I think KD worse than Jimmy.
Yeah, KD. Yo, if he don't come with no if he don't come with some waves, he had a whole off.
Jimmy get that but Jimmy gets that shit lined up where it look like that. I hate that shit.
Jimmy threw that elbow on purpose.
He did.
It didn't look that bad.
They saying Montrezl Harrell is the reason Doc Rivers got fired.
Why?
They try to put on him because they ain't play the other boy. Who's the other the tall center? It was a Zubox because they didn't put him in when Montrezl was in foul trouble. They trying to blame somebody else.
No, this is the twist.
No. Doc not coming back with 2 reasons. He don't fuck with Paul George, and Kawhi. Him and Kawhi opted out.
Listen, yo, I didn't even peep the fact that when they were talking about the whole Seth Curry situation, I ain't even peep that that's
his wife,
his daughter.
Yeah,
right.
And he cheated on her with the girl he with now.
Right,
the
stripper.
Yeah,
and he played like shit.
right.
Hold on.
Jordan Checkmas ain't hit the side of the Summer Jam screen.
You can't cheat on my daughter and not hoop. Like,
yeah.
If Paul George would have balled out, Doc, we would have been like, you know what I mean?
Like, can you imagine your daughter bawling, crying, and then you gotta coach the nigga who had her like, Daddy, man.
Oh shit, we just signed playoff P. No, we didn't.
Yeah, right. Who signed him?
Doc Rivers said, fuck.
And Doc's supposed to be thinking about the 76ers coaching job. That might be a good look, but I don't believe
nobody wants to go to that bum ass team. They gonna get somebody else.
It's Alvin Brand last. You know what I'm saying?
He done after this. They should have kept JJ Redick. That offense looked terrible without JJ.
They should have kept a lot of motherfuckers.
They think that this left-handed.
That's all stars and shit. That was.
They think this left-handed nigga that can't shoot, and just because he's 6'10" and he want to be a point guard, that nigga needs to move to the floor.
He's not the problem, though. He wasn't the problem. It was the coach.
Shoot. The nigga can't shoot.
Bro, the young boy, Grant.
I'm talking about Simmons. I'm talking about Simmons.
No, what I'm saying is how much time didn't give away. The young boy Grant that was
Tobias Harris.
Poo juice.
The young boy Grant that was just balling for Denver. They had him. The center in Orlando was an all-star. Center in Orlando was an all-star. They had him. They had I'm trying to get somebody else.
They had a lot of people and they still can't do nothing because they want to put everybody around Simmons. They was talking earlier. He trash. He's trash.
He not trash. They Embiid. That's Embiid team anyway.
He's trash. Built around Embiid, and you can get
it. That's what they've been doing.
They put Simmons there. That nigga's trash.
Nah, he not trash.
He's trash.
Process.
What the fuck is going on?
I don't know what this shit like a hot fucking tato.
This is Brothers Talking Shit episode. Room 112 where the players dwell.
Yo,
which one we singing? I'm so confused.
Make you feel good like Tony.
Feels good.
LeBron, get your ass up.
Excuse me.
Hey, he just went 2 different songs. We out.
I love you.
Yeah.
God bless.